Welcome, Sagittarius. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I have pulled the Six of Cups for you. This is describing a deep soul bond that is appearing in your life in some form. This can be a reconnection with an old friend, the vestige of an old relationship or opportunity, even a talent that you once exercised more freely is emerging in your life in some way that is reminding you of the joy and pleasure that we are intended to experience in this life, particularly when we are on our purpose, on our mission. If this is a relationship, it's someone who you feel you could emulate, someone who you felt was an equal, someone you respected, someone who you admired. This could also be a deep love bond in which you shared a sense of purpose that didn't need to be articulated, but was understood deeply. Many of these kinds of relationships or experiences are only meant to come into our life for a purpose. There was a lesson to be learned from these relationships, and you may be privy to that lesson or that sweet memory in the present moment. In the present, we have the Devil card, and this is describing a way in which you have refashioned your world so that you are the authority and you pursue your dreams, your potentials on your own terms. I am intuiting the higher meaning of the Devil card in this situation as a result of a long, hard row that you have had to hoe. This is really you having experienced a lot of physical or material devastation, destruction, deprivation, and the way in which you have learned to climb out of uh, situations that perhaps you did not make of your own volition, but that you shared in. And the reestablishment of yourself, your self-value, has been part of this process so that you have learned to identify what it is that you want, not what others want or what others want you to support on their path. And this has been hard because you have been so carefully groomed and conditioned to believe your role was to help others, that you were not deserving or that you didn't need the kind of help that others should be given. You may have internalized that role in a very deep way so that no matter where you are in life, it is difficult for you to shake even a sense of guilt for freeing yourself from that sense of obligation, even when you know that's the right thing to do. There's a lot of emotional entanglement that I'm sensing with this card that is, you are working actively now to free yourself from that. Not so much the reorientation to moving on your path for you, for your benefit, applying the phenomenal work ethic, channeling the passion that you have into the necessary effort required to pursue and to claim your success in abundance. In the past, the King of Swords. This is a beautiful card that comes up a lot for those of you that are really seeing your experiences in the past, even in the present, in new ways, ways that are surprising to you, things you believed were set in stone in the past that you may have experienced in some particular way, you've now appreciated and understood perhaps that truth of a situation that revealed a very different reality from the one that you assumed, expected, have based a lot of your misgivings, perhaps guilt, sadness, a sense of restriction on. You are challenging not only the assumptions of your own life, your own behavior, but of your social setting. So it feels as like whatever teams, groups, communities you participate in, you bring the truth. You are a truth seer and sayer. But this is to the end of establishing justice or equity in a situation, fairness. You do not proclaim or announce what you see to be true, which would be inconsistent with the spirit of what truth is for each individual. But you are curious. You bring your curiosity in a way that doesn't make assumptions, asks the appropriate questions, gets other people thinking about the miscalculations or the misunderstandings they perhaps have internalized. And in that way, you convene discussion, conversation, opportunities for people to air their ideas, to be open to new alternatives. And that is your goal. You are a listener. And this is a skill that is serving you to this day. This is part of your path, your destiny, the skill at communication, the skill at presentation, of opening up new ideas. In the future, the Six of Swords. I do feel this is part of the current dilemma for you, this sense of entanglement and enmeshment with your past. Even with those very positive soul bonds and connections that you've made out of a difficult past. You're looking for peace. You're not looking to solve or fix anything. You've learned that the complexity of your experience is far too complex for that. You're simply looking for a sense of peace. That is the resolution you're after. It means that you are moving away from something, perhaps temporarily, but you're uh, trying to calm the noise, trying to eliminate all of the static that you experience as a result of some old relationships, old patterns and habits of your own among the set of team members, colleagues, family members. And you understand that the environment that this creates is not productive. And if you can't be productive, then you're not interested. You want results. And so you're really trying to come to a place of greater acceptance of something that has not worked out for you. I hope this reading is resonating for you, Sagittarius. If so, please like this video, please share it with others, and please subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. Your support is greatly appreciated. And I've pulled the empathy card. I'm open to seeing both sides of the situation. I think this bears very distinctly on what I see as one of your outstanding skills towards your mission or purpose. There's a role as a communicator, a researcher, a presenter, a facilitator of new and innovative ideas. This speaks to so many of your skills and talents, but it also speaks to the responsibility that you are weighing very seriously of how to be responsible in your effort at communicating, at sharing ideas. How do you facilitate the opening up of truth on a larger scale for others? This is beautiful. It also speaks to your tremendous skills as an empath. This is one of the skills that connects you with all of the elementals, the energies from multiple planes and multiple spheres from which you have actually relationship with from childhood. This is you seeing those sylphs, fairies, elves, however you culturally define those natural entities or essences. This is something perhaps that is drawing your attention now, a greater understanding of how those entities played into, quite possibly for many of you, your early life, how they protected you, how they supported you in what might have been a very harsh or deprived environment. And I don't mean just materially at all. I mean, there might have been a strong role expectation for you from an early age. The Devil card in the present is clarified by the Ten of Wands and the Two of Wands. This is in part describing the successful release of a lot of the false obligations that you have assumed. And one of the reasons they were false and why it's so difficult to release many of them is that you understand that those you supported are deserving of support too. And just because you didn't always get the support you wanted, you don't want to deprive others that are equally deserving. However, there is a way that you are shedding this false sense of obligation to others who, in many ways, don't require your help anymore, if they ever did, and a way in which that sense of obligation robbed you of an opportunity to develop that responsibility towards yourself, that self-respect, that self-honor. So those are the skills now that you're using to integrate the lessons from those obligations, responsibilities of the past into the future. Like, how do you upgrade, how you integrate those in order to be ready for the opportunities that are available, how you begin to see opportunities in places where you once saw restriction. There's also, I have to say, Sagittarius, for a lot of you, an extreme physical exhaustion, a need for a lot of rest right now, and to integrate that idea of rest into a sense of moving at your own pace, taking your time, doing things on your clock, really reevaluating your to-do list every day with what is essential, what isn't on the list that you want to do, what is on the list that you don't want to do, and really honoring that, because your intuition is spot on. It's very powerful right now. And those interests, particularly those interests from the past, those experiences, or things you may want to do some more looking into. In the past, the King of Swords is clarified by the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Wands. The Nine of Cups, my bad, very different. The Nine of Cups and the Ace of Wands, this new direction, this kind of digging into the scholar in you, the researcher in you, the facilitator in you, the person that likes to look up ideas and present them to others, who likes to formulate questions around efforts that your team or your group are trying to make. Ways that you can formulate challenging questions for yourself or for others to whom you're responsible. So I get a big feeling here that you have clients, you have customers, you have students who rely on the way that you frame your information. So that perspective is very important, and something you feel is important to articulate, to make clear from the outset. And this is a very strategic, but also transparent way of sharing information. In other words, making your point of view clear, making the context from which you are exploring a question or an idea clear so that others can can go along with you as you develop an idea, so that it becomes an exercise where you're actually inviting the feedback or the response of others in your presentation. Your intention is to open this information up for brainstorming. And that is a gift for you. It's something you enjoy. You really believe in integrating every aspect of who you are into what you practice, what you present, what you do. No aspect of yourself is neglected in addressing any question. In the future, the Six of Swords is clarified by the Seven of Swords and the Five of Cups. I think this is an earth sign energy today. The Five of Cups and the Seven of Swords is really about what it is you're trying to disentangle yourself from. And it's a reiteration of the fact that you have joyfully given your love, given your power to others who rejected it and you. They may not have rejected your resources or your ideas, but you were ultimately rejected. And in that way, uh, terribly hurt and broken. This was not casual. This was not easy because of the depth of your passion, the depth of your enthusiasm for what it is you do and believe in. You are an idealist and on top of being an optimist, and you were crushed over and over again despite your loving, open heart. You also learned how to understand that those who lob criticism or misinformation at you or discredit you are really uh, showing up for themselves, not for you. So that their discredit is not is not a discredit of who you are. It is not even a commentary on who you are. It's a comment on their fears, their inadequacies, their anxiety around losing you as a resource, someone they can rely on always to make themselves feel better or look better or do better. And you're not playing that role anymore. In fact, I see you as listening to intimates, familiars, maybe family members that you have a challenging relationship with, a critical ear, really listening to the words that are said in a new way so that you understand how complex and incomplete people that you thought were the ultimate are really not all that. They have their own struggles, and that's okay. But you once relied on these people as your protectors, as your mentors, and you're understanding that the relationship was more dysfunctional than you had realized, and hence the sense of complicity with uh, moving away from it, as if you feel guilty, or you might feel that you're abandoning people that really need you. I'm going to finish up this reading, Sagittarius, with the flora and fauna of Africa, my homage to Mother Earth and the motherland. And I've pulled the knobbed hornbill. And the key word is overcoming. Protect your belongings and loved ones. Be willing to sacrifice for the greater good. There is a way out of every tough situation. Thank you so much for this beautiful reading, Sagittarius. Until next time, namaste.